You see, if somebody makes a promise to you and delays it, don't show bad attitude. It's not an agreement, it's a promise. Even if it's God that made a promise to you and he delays it, it looks like he's delaying it in your perception. It is just a promise. It's not an agreement. He didn't make an agreement with you. He didn't sign any document with you. It is not a covenant. So I'm saying this because some people, when you make a promise to them and you delay it, they become angry. I'm like, really? It's just a promise. It's just a promise. I made a promise to you and you don't know probably what I'm going through, so I can be able to, fulfill my promise to you. And you become angry. You start to throw tantrums. Understand this. It's just a promise. I didn't make any agreement with you. We did not sit down to sign any document that I must fulfill my promise. There was no agreement. So you need to have good attitude. When somebody makes a promise to you, be in good attitude. All right? Because it's dependent on the person. The fulfillment of the promise is dependent on the person, not on you. So don't show bad attitude. When God makes a promise to you, it is not an agreement. It's not a mutual agreement that you made with him. It's not some partnership. It's a promise. So what it means is that you be in the right behavior, be in the right attitude, and he will bring his promise to pass. Young lady, if a man says he will marry you, understand, I will marry you is a promise. It's not an agreement. It's not an agreement. So if at the end of the day, he did not marry you, or for one situation or the other, your bad attitude surfaced and he pulled back, remember, it's a promise that he made to you. I will marry you. It's not an agreement. It becomes an agreement when you go to the altar with him and make a vow and sign. That becomes an agreement. But when he says, I will marry you, is a promise. It's not an agreement. So I'm just saying this to encourage us. If somebody makes you a promise, don't put your mind to it. Yes, do not put your mind. If somebody, let me give you an example. When I was in the university, a bank manager told me, when you graduate, I'll give you a job. That was in Nigeria. He said, when you graduate and do your youth service, come, I will give you a job in the bank. So I had hope that the moment I finish my youth service, I will go, he'll give me a job. Do you know that after my youth service, when the man just disappointed me. In fact, he humiliated me. He dropped the call on me the day I called him. He just dropped the call on me. So I learned my lessons. Never trust a promise. Never trust a promise. If somebody makes a promise to you, don't trust it. If somebody makes a promise to me that he will give me something, I don't put my mind to it. It's a promise. That is why when I'm dealing with people, I will make you sign. When I'm dealing with people, you'll be signing something. You'll be signing something. Okay? You sign and you put a date on it. You say, oh, you said you will do this. Sign it for me, please. Sign. Sign for me. Put a date on it. Then it becomes an agreement. It becomes a covenant. Right? See, God, when God wants to get people, he will make them sign. He will make you make a vow. And he will tell you, sign for me, that you will do it. So a promise is a promise. And if people don't come through with their promise, don't have bad attitude. It's a promise. I will buy you a car is a promise. I will build you a house is a promise. If I don't do it, don't have bad attitude. It's just a promise. After all, you didn't do anything for me and I make you a promise. You were on your own and I made you a promise. So if somebody said, don't worry, I will do this for you, it's just a promise. If he doesn't fulfill it, don't have bad attitude. It's a promise. It's not an agreement. After all, you didn't do anything for me. It's just a promise. Tell yourself it's just a promise. All right? Young man, listen to me. A lady says, I will marry you. You told her I will marry you. You say, yes, I will marry you too. And at the end of the day, she marries somebody else. It's a promise. She made you a promise and she didn't keep it. Period. Let her go her way. Stop putting your mind on promises. I only trust people when I have an agreement with them. If it's not an agreement, I don't trust them. It has to be an agreement, mutual agreement. God bless you.